Hey guys, today's Wednesday, November the 29th of 2023, and I am finally back. I've been working on some projects, some music projects, a couple of things here and there, traveling. So finally, and came back in time for Thanksgiving, spent it with my family, ate a lot of turkey. Hopefully, you had a great time for Thanksgiving and ate a lot of food, whatever you guys eat. And just trying to get back in the swing of things here and get back into the markets. I've been monitoring it, and I think it was yesterday or 2 days ago. I can't remember. I posted some thoughts on what I've been seeing on the market on my Twitter account, but now I'm getting back into the video mode, and I'm out of breath too. So without any further delay, I'm going to go over NG. Nothing crazy, just kind of the things that I'm noticing and what I'm seeing, and just some ideas. So one is, this is a weekly chart, and this indicator right here is called the super trend. And I was just thinking, I said, this is actually a great indicator for maybe as a target. I don't know if this is always going to work, but I'm just kind of making it, mental notes. This is a regular chart. And right now, if you use this as a target, the target was 354, 350, 355, and the high here was 363. So what I mean by target, is that if you are going along here and you want a target, a realistic target, not thinking that it's going to continue going high or whatever. You're buying here, bottom feeding, buying on sell-offs, and have a realistic target. This indicator, as of right now, looks pretty good. I need to back test it more and just kind of see on other instruments. But so far, this is good. If you put it on Hekanashi, it raises it up a little more and actually gets you the high. So the high was 364. Yep. And that was a high there. But, it's not like you're going to just nail a high to the penny. If you want to just keep it at a candle, I think it's a good thing. We just got to back test it. So just an idea, with the super trend as a realistic target, it's sold off here. And we know, measured move from this sell off to this low. Actually, I'm using this low, leads you, price and time leading into December, where it fluctuates and time and price balance between the sell off here. So interesting around December. So I just wanted you to keep a mind, keep your mind on that. Keep your mind on that. Let's see. And then on the daily, it's just a little more chopped. So on the weekly, we never got a buy signal. And on the daily, it just kind of fluctuates. But it all depends on what candle system you are using. You can see right here, it got choppy with buy and sell. Once you put the Hekanashi on the daily, you see that it keeps you in trend until here, which was November the 20th, maybe the 21st, actually. That's when it gave you a sell signal. And we're entering into December. So it looks like more to get the chop out and get, minimize on the buy and sell signal. You could always put it on the Hekanashi on the daily, and it, filters out that noise. But once you put, that, I know it depends too on the market and the instrument you're trading. But so far now, there's a sell signal. And you can see the Elliott wave is just, I guess it stopped working here. Let me see something. Has it really been counting all this over here? So far, this is a wave 5 and doesn't know what's going on over here. So let's go into my regular charts and let's look at the market profile. So I'm going to go back to what I normally do. You see right here, market profile was telling you on the monthly anywhere between 371 and 342. It could get a little risky right here. And you can see that right here on the month, we kicked that high, 364. And that was what, November, October, and then November, we pushed right back down below the point of control right here. So there's a lot of price action going on in this area. And the point of control on the monthly is 288. And so far, it pulled back down. You can see volume on the monthly so far, a little negative. On the weekly, we almost kissed the VWAP the anchored VWAP from this high, but pulled back in. And you can see with the market profile telling you in this area from right here, going over here, that it was going to be a tough nut to crack. And it pushed and it pierced it above up here. You can see that it went a little higher, but now it pulled back in. So we have a point of control right here. We open this up, and that's anywhere between 261 and 255, 58. This little area right here is a point of control, as you can see with price action. Just kind of oscillating back and forth really tight. Got this explosion, now this correction. Volume is not that great. It's below the 50 average, 20 average, volume average. And you can see that all the bears are in control as of now. Now going to the daily, interesting, from our anchored VWAP, we found support right here. And that was the 27th. We bounced and now pulled back. You got some pointer controls right here. The 258 all the way to this 263. So if it pulls back, this could be a nice little area to dip your toes. But just know that, it could continue pushing lower. It's very risky. So maybe you get in this little zone right here. But we got to look at a lot of things to make sure if this is a good area to get in, in regards to then also December coming in and the seasonality and the cycles and all that. So that's that. Let's see if we could... Someone was asking me on my video on YouTube about the Gann grid. So here, I'm going to share an example of my Gann grid. For those that don't know, there's a video I have on how you could create it. You could probably, trying to see how rusty I am. Trying to get this to move up. Okay, here we go. Here we go. I'm just trying to make this bigger. Okay. And wider. On TradingView, this is much easier. On Thinkorswim, it's a little more harder to create, but you could create it. So what you do is you take the low, an important low, and you could either anchor it from here, and it's a 25%. You always start with the 25% from a correction and a pullback. So I did one from here and anchored it at the 25% right here, but been using it, and then the prices kept going up, and then from there I went and adjusted it to this as my 25%. So I've left it there from 25. So you take Fibonacci or one of those time indicators, and you anchor your first impulse, 1, 2, 3. I believe in the power of 3, God, Father, and the Son, and the Holy Ghost, 3 and 1. And you take these important impulses, and then from there you spread it out. So and that's going to be your 25%. This is your 37.5. This is your 50, 62.5, 75%, 87.5, and then this is your 100. And then from there you take a fib and you expand it from here, and this is your 75. This is your 50. This is your 25, and this is your 0. And what you do is you take angles at these important points, which is 25, 50, 75, and then the square right here, which is your 1 by 1, which is your 45 degree that goes up through here. And then vice versa, you do the, what is it, the 25, you can see it right here, 25, 50, 75, 100, and 0. You put an anchor here. You pivot it from here, and then you pivot it from right here. This is your 50, and then this is your 75. And what you want to do is see how price action oscillates between these points and angles. As you can see, it's finding support here, here, here. Went up here. Actually, this is the volume profile, so that's nothing. It came down, found support at this angle, bounced up, found it again, oscillated up here, found it again, above the one by one, kind of tippy toe on this angle, pulled back, went up again, failed here, failed here, and now it's kind of in here, and it might probably find support here. Then you got like angles and levels, and you got the 50%, which is the midpoint. So that's the Gann grid. That's what I use. And that's a quick explanation. You can look at the video, how I made it. It's easy, but this is how I do it. And, you know, you always have to just kind of back test it to see how price action is behaving. And this is another one I have, and this is from the high of that high of 1002. You can see this is the one by one here, and it broke right through it. And now it's just kind of going sideways. This is another angle I'm watching, and vice versa. Also, I have my trend lines, and this is for scale. I always get this confused. Not scale, log. So this is my log chart. You can see you got this low here, 196, and I'm pivoting it here. Looks like it's a pivot here too. And so far, this is where we're at. We're trying to get above this angle from a log scale chart. I'm going to show you another one that I have that is not in the log scale, and I also watched that. But so far, key pivot levels, and it's trying to stay above this green line. So I'm watching that to see. If not, it's going to push lower. Might test these angles down here. But if it could get above here, that's good, because, you know, this is your, on a log scale chart, this is one of your important trend lines that you want to watch. Anything else? Let's see. Weekly support. As you can see, this is resistance, bear camp. This is support right now, and it failed. Like I said, found support at the anchored VWAP. And we got to look at other things. That you can see that this day was very ugly in regards to volume. November 28th. There was a strong sell-off right there. Let's see, anything else here? The ratios. I think that's it, but I wanted to show you the Gann grid, because someone asked me about that. So I told them I'm going to post it on today's video. Let's go now to our simple glance chart, which is this one right here. You can see MACD is still positive. PPS buy signal kind of pulled back in the point of control of 283 around there on the monthly. So that's, you know, it's just oscillating at support. You got support here at 260. PPS sell signal on the weekly. That was on November the 6th. And then you can see that now prices action just, so if you went short from there, you're so far doing good. Kind of finding support the linear regression channel right here. But you know what? The best entry would probably be here if it could get down here. And it could probably even go further down. And, you know, looking at the weekly MACD, it's still on the toppy. You know, this is all premium. You want to get it where, you know, it starts dipping down here, and maybe that's when you want to dip your toes in, which could probably be December, which is just around the corner in this area, when, you know, it gets very exhausted, and, you know, pick some contracts and then ride that wave up again. So, I mean, you could get here, but this is the sweet spot here, and also this point of control. I mean, even if it gets down here, I'm buying with my eyes closed at $2. I'm just hitting buy, not even worrying about it. But, you know, this is the area you want to start dipping your toes in and wait for that turnaround. On the daily, you can see it's just getting, like, bulls want to just buy and rip it up, but they can't. There's a big seller here. You're below the cloud on the short-term time frame. And the linear regression is pointing down, so the sellers are in control. So any little dip, they're going to pounce and push lower. So maybe you get to the value area low of like 258 around there, even 250, this area right here. And that's what's going on the simple glance chart. Now, this is the chart I was telling you that is the scale, log scale is off, and you can see that you are above the trend line. And that trend line is from this low, I believe. Maybe, let me see. Where am I pivoting? I'm pivoting it here. From the low all the way to 824. And you can see that it's bouncing off it. It's above it here. But when you go to the one on the one that's a log scale, you see that it's below it. So on the log scale, it's below it, below the trend line, but on the not log scale, it's above it. So some traders use logs, some traders don't. So at least you got both views, but you have to have two charts to kind of see that when you pivot them. But so far, let's look at the levels here on the midpoint chart. And let's take this off here real quick. Keep it as... Yeah, so you're below the supply zone. Yeah, bears are waiting, and they're still waiting there. You're below the 50%, which is on the weekly 33.15. And looks like you almost could fill this gap right here at 266. Just eyeballing it. Yeah, this is the 194. And the only gap I see is this one right here. So we filled a bunch of gaps here. And if we could fill in that 267, 268, another flush down and maybe push even lower. Once you go below, you could say, man, even like 250, anywhere from there, it starts looking good. But yeah, you're below. That's why the monthly is red. Sorry, I said weekly. This is the monthly. The weekly, you're oscillating between the midpoint, which this is the one you want to keep an eye on, 287. The week is not done yet. So yeah, 287, you want to get above that. You got this gap. And then it filled it in. And now it's just kind of oscillating there. And on the daily, you got 289 that you want to keep an eye on. That's the daily. But this is going to fluctuate because tomorrow this is going to change. But as of today, this is the one you want to keep an eye on. That's that trend line. So next videos I'll be doing, we'll be looking at the cycles, seasonality, and, you know, maybe some statistics. That's very time consuming. But just want to give you a quick update. I am waiting for a good little dip so I could build a position again. I already got out of my natural gas. So I'm just waiting for a good dip and build another, you know, start dipping my toes in again. But so far, just want to give you a quick update. Hopefully you like this video, and I'll be working on some more stuff this week, posting them here and there. I'm thinking about looking at the dollar. I want to do a video on Macy's, ticker symbol M. I kind of find that stock interesting. I just haven't had a chance to look at it, but now that I'm back, I'm going to look at that. Uranium also. I want to keep an eye on uranium. Uranium futures are moving higher. They're kissing already 80 and change. So that's bringing the equities slowly even higher. What else? Gold. I'm watching gold. I'm watching the euro, silver, the metals, and, you know, the equities. Maybe we're going to get this Christmas rally. So we'll see. It's a lot of things cooking, moving. Live cattle. Short play there is working well. What else? I think that's it. But the one I really want to focus on is Macy and the dollar. I want to show you some things on the dollar. So that's it for me. I'm going to sign out. Hopefully you like this video, and I'll keep you posted on my thoughts on natural gas.